Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Regan Smith's race car carries the names of those lost in Aurora, Colorado recently. He's racing for a cause, but he's also racing to win with a brand new crew chief. So the crew chief making the conservative call here, the new guy, huh, Todd?
Yeah, you know, it's been always about track position. I'm just trying to get the thing up front here and see what plays out. You know, we make it on one more stop from here to the end, and so just trying to see. We lost a little track position the last time, making a big adjustment under green, so we figured we need to get it back somehow.
Thanks. Good on fuel. The racing is left in Regan's hands. Alan?
And Dave, updating, they took right side tires on the pit stop, right? Not just fuel. Smith for the lead.
Gather back up.
See Kyle Busch make a huge move too to get all the way to third.
A frantic first lap after the restart. Jimmy Johnson to the lead. Kyle Busch to second. Jeff Gordon to third. And remember earlier in the race when Denny Hamlin had a slide on a restart when he was contending for the lead? It's taken him a long time to get back into contention.
Yeah, but he's there now, Alan, and I think starting ninth on the inside, as you pointed out earlier on this restart, was a big help there.
And Brad Keselowski first to seventh, and all that strategy played to gain that track position.
I think he might have overestimated the amount of grip he had in those tires that had 5 extra laps on them.
Well, besides being that, he had a car on his outside, which automatically takes air off of your spoiler too. Watch Brad.
Corner, stand corner, back to you, outside even. Outside even, he's by himself, 48's off you. Outside, inside, clear high, inside, coming hard, inside,
wow.
inside.
He was busy.
I was going to say, at first, it was amazing that he didn't panic, but then he got into a kind of a panic.
Looked like he was panicking.
Yeah.
78 car, Regan Smith, obviously struggling, having just the fresh right side tires. Restarted second. He's all the way back to 8th.
Well, that's the thing. He had right side tires. The 2 car did not pit there. He had pitted earlier. He had about 5 laps on his tires when they made that stop, when the other leaders made their stop.
There's last year's winner, Paul Menard, showing up inside the top 10 here.
Yeah. Well, I saw NASCAR Countdown earlier. You heard the conversation. Paul and his father, John, talking about what that meant to their family, what this Speedway has meant to their family. And oh, by the way, no give from Paul. He said, I want another.
Casey Kane there was losing the spot. He's really struggling more than I anticipated. I thought once he got into the top 10, he was marching towards getting up towards that top 5, but that's not the case here. He's sliding back even more. Lost a couple of spots right there.
Kane in the 5. It's all the way back to 16th, DJ.
Just really thought with the speed we saw in practice and what they've been doing. Here comes a couple of guys in Ryan Newman and Mark Martin trying to work their way into the top 10.
Todd Berrier, crew chief for Regan Smith, said he had to do something to try and get his track position. Well, they've pretty much given up everything they gained.
And losing more.
Yeah. Wasn't Kevin Harvick in that 29 car? Didn't we hear him on the radio a couple times early in this race? Really not happy with his handling. And there he is.
It sounds like Shane was listening. His crew chief was listening to the comments.
He's working it, trying to get back into the top 10.
Back there, Tony Stewart making a pass on Jeff Burton, trying to get himself moving forward. Said they've made some changes.
This 29 car better, Doc, or are circumstances just fallen in his favor?
Actually, the car is better. Shane Wilson has changed everything but the number on this car. They have done everything they can think of. Shock, wedge adjustment, track bar, air pressure, rubber in, rubber out. And the car was very, very tight and snappy loose. But now the car is just a little bit loose on entry and exit, but rolls the center much better. And it's evidenced by the fact that now Kevin Harvick can drive it and sniffing the top 10 for the first time today. Dave Burns.
For those wondering about the 5 car today of Casey Kane, it might be because he was fastest in one practice, 4th fastest in another. But Kenny Francis, his crew chief, when I talked to him this morning, said, I don't know about today. We had a horrible practice. And remember, I said he was 1st and 4th. Sometimes a crew chief just knows when the car is giving him some indications in that direction. So for Casey, some right front damage that he received on pit road may be part of the problem. They pulled on that right front fender the last time he was down pit road, but it's not handling up to spec right now.
Doesn't take much to throw it off. I don't see it. It doesn't look like it's that bad, but it wouldn't take much to really make the car tight.
Up front, second position has changed hands. Jimmy Johnson has the lead after the big restart scramble where Brad Keselowski was sideways off turn 2. Kyle Busch now second, having passed Jeff Gordon a little bit ago, Mike.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon's handling isn't a problem. Right now, though, he needs to get that car in as much clean air as he possibly can to bring the temperatures down. It's been a concern throughout the course of the day and still is.
We got temp issues again. See what happens here. 10-4. A lot of grass on the grill. A lot of grass on the grill.
He just radioed in temps, and his oil temp is just beyond 240. Alan Gustafson said, tell me when it gets close to 300. That's our max.
Yeah, 240 I wouldn't worry too much about, but I figured this grass would be an issue before the day is over.
Not with us earlier, Andy talked about cars going so low in the corners that they clip that grass and throw some of the shavings, if you will, up into that grill opening of the car behind it.
Yeah, it does that. It gets on the track, and it's not like you can just go dodge it as you're running around out there. So it does create a huge issue for these drivers and teams.
Especially these crazy restarts where they go everywhere and start getting on the grass, and there's no way you can avoid it.
Gordon in third, Hamlin back to fourth, Biffle fifth, Keselowski to sixth, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. running in seventh. Jr. started back in 20th. You see he's run as high as fourth, Vince. What's the latest on the 88?
Right now he just says it's a little bit too tight. You know, in his last pit stop, he said, snug me up a little, but not too much, because when I'm in traffic, it's just too tight. Steve Letarte encouraging Junior, telling him, hang in there, it's going to free up the longer you run. Junior's waiting on it.
Talked about the move that Dale Jr. has made so far in the race. Our Goodyear Superior performer today, driver of the 88. Been a good drive so far, but not good enough to get to the front. Still to lead a lap today. 52 to go at Indianapolis. Jimmy Johnson leads.